right, coming up on the channel, well, next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, DC United versus Deportivo Saprissa in the CONCACAF Champions League, and that is a is it Group B or C? Starts of CONCACAF Champions League. We'll get more to get into that. What's that? Group A. Okay, so, that's DC United, Saprissa at RFK Stadium. Welcome back to Fox Football Phone. I'm Stephen. He's Nick. 1866 Fox fans. 1866 Fox fans. Triple F at foxsoccer.com. And don't forget, enjoy yourself using that texting situation 32369. Now, we get asked, or I've been asked quite a lot recently, and I'm sure you have, because I know you do a lot of coaching, is why don't we ever deal with youth soccer? So, well, I was introduced, or I was made aware of this particular youth academy down in Saprissa, Costa Rica, which looked to me to be a little bit different from the run-of-the-mill soccer academy, soccer vacation, etc., etc., etc. So we got on the blower, and we got Vincent in, and this is Vincent Verdiramo, excuse me, from the Saprissa Soccer Academy. And let me start off by asking you, you know a lot about coaching and at the youth level. Sure. What is so different about Saprissa Soccer Academy that anybody who's watching right now should say, you know what, that's the experience I want?
Well, the main difference is the level of coaching that we bring and the interaction of the professional players in the professional environment with the kids. Our coaching staff, all the coaches that are involved with it, over 400 international caps. So I'm not aware of any other program anywhere that brings that level of coaching on an individual level with the kids that participate in the program. Okay, so let's talk about it. It's called Saprissa Soccer Academy, and it is directly linked to Deportivo Saprissa. Yes. Tell us a little bit about them for people who don't know. I always say Saprissa is the best team nobody knows about. They're the 27-time national champions of Costa Rica. Okay. They were third in the world in 2005 in the FIFA World Team Cup. They're a tremendous powerhouse soccer program. Now, Costa Rican football seems to, since 1990s, really exploded. They had that great run in the World Cup. Mm-hmm. They made the World Cup, I think, in 2002, where they lost in a thriller to Brazil. They did very well the last time around. How is it that such a small country develops so many great players? Is there something in the water? Well, no, what it is that soccer, next to the religion, is the religion of the country. Mm-hmm. And these kids... And the way it develops down there, these kids want to be part of Saprissa. They want to be part of their local team from the moment they can walk until the moment that they come up. The kids are completely involved. Saprissa's got a tremendous youth development program, and they raise these kids up, and the dream of every kid who's a Saprissista is to eventually play for the pro team. The owner of the team, Jorge Vergara, who also owns Chivas and Chivas USA, dedicated that only Costa Ricans will play for Saprissa. So kids coming up want to play with that program from the moment they know what soccer is. Now, I know this is a question that drives you mad, because we were talking about this over the weekend, and that is, the people call you up or email you and say, you know, what are your statistics regarding, you know, who scouts and who goes pro and who gets picked up? What's your answer to that? Because you're saying that that's not really the experience. You know, so much of what's happened in youth soccer is really a perversion of what the sport is all about. What we're about is training. What we're about is developing players, youth players. And what happens is that whether that child becomes a college-level player, whether that child becomes a Division I on a scholarship, you know, that's the biggest fallacy that's out there. What really the focus needs to be on is the training. And, you know, let the kids play the game. Let them enjoy themselves. Right. Let them develop as players. And stop with the pressure on these kids. What we want to do in our program is really give them the very first-rate development that they can get, the best training that they can get. But at the same time, for a parent to be thinking, well, why would I send a kid down to your program? You know, is my kid going to make a pro team, or is my kid going to get a scholarship? Any program out there that's going to say that to a parent is just doing a disservice to the game and to the player and to their own child. What's the concentration on in the training? Is it basic fundamentals? We take them from the fundamentals, it's very technical, and we take them right through to gameplay, flow, development, and that's where we go. Take us through an average day at the Saprissa Academy. You know, it's incredible. The kids will actually play somewhere between 7 and 8, maybe even 9 hours of soccer a day. They wake up in the morning, there's weight training, there is one-on-one development program with the different coaches that we've assigned from the pro team. They'll play, they'll have lunch. After lunch, we probably head down to the stadium. At the stadium, they'll then train with the same age group of the pro development team. They'll work out with them in the afternoon. After that, we go back to our facility, which is just beautiful. We go back to our facility. They have dinner. After dinner, maybe some more weight training or maybe up into our indoor gym where they'll play futsal until they want to go to bed.
And the pros complain that they're playing 60 games a year. What's wrong with them? Let's talk about ages. Ultimately, the cost of sending a kid down there.
Sure.
Tell us a little about that.
It's geared to basically 8th grade right through college.
And that is what age? Cause for
8th grade, basically 13, 14 years old, right through college age.
Okay.
And boys and girls.
Is it a little intimidating for the youngsters, though?
You know, it's funny. Basically, the kids that have attended the program, they're all dedicated players. Are they intimidated? I can't say that they're intimidated. I think that they're challenged. And we bring that challenge to them, and then they rise to the occasion. These kids live and breathe football. They live and breathe soccer. They want to train. They want to practice. And when we give them the opportunity to play against the pro development kids, they're playing at a level or against a level that they're probably not used to playing with, but they hold their own and they did well. And I have to say, this past summer with our group that we had down there, our kids, our American kids, down there with the Costa Rican kids, our American kids were scoring goals. They did beautiful.
How different is the environment between your academy and an academy here in the States?
Well, you know, it varies on what academy here in the States we're talking about. But so many of the academies up here, they do a fine job, and I'm not taking anything away from them, but a lot of them are just so big. You know, you'll send your kid to a college camp or whatever, the kid's going to be there with 300, 400, 500 other kids. That's not us. And I don't see how, in that kind of environment, a kid is going to get the kind of training, and he certainly isn't going to get the kind of training from the level of coaching that we're bringing.
Okay, so let's talk about time periods. How long do you typically send a kid down there for? When do you, can they go any time of the year? And ultimately, how much does it cost?
We can do teams at any time of the year. We do individual programs in the summer because that's based on the school year.
Okay.
The cost is $2,000 for a 10-day program, not including the airfare. But it includes absolutely everything else, all the training, their uniforms, their lodging, their food, all of that.
Well, excellent. Well, we've got tons of callers who want to talk all about the Saprissa Academy, so stick around. There's so much more coming up on the show. We're going to leave you with a very nice goal from Said Al-Ahari
of
Saudi Arabia. We'll be right back with your calls.